Hey, hey, beautiful souls, dear divine humans, HUEMANS, how are you all doing? My name's lisalyle. This is my channel here on YouTube. Welcome home, and very warm welcome back to those of you who have been supporting this sacred space for years. I trust you are feeling loved and supported through the connection of our hearts. So after a bit of a hiatus, the last time we were live here on this channel was Thursday. It is now Sunday. And Thursday, I was shaking like a leaf and, and was really guided to take the weekend off for myself. And what magic, when we let go and when we just let God, Spirit who loves us unconditionally, to be the, what do I want to say, to be the orchestrator, the conductor of the unfolding. And when we get out of our own way, we can just continue to grow, and we can just continue to, it feels like, show up for ourselves and just experience joy. I have no clue. I say it all the time. I really don't have any clue what's going on. And yet maybe deep inside, I really do. I really do. And what I'm feeling deep inside is wishes and dreams coming true, a love of a lifetime. And it really begins with us, and with us recognizing that we are the divine. We are the child who is worthy of all great things. And we are the child who came to go out in the world and be our quirky, magical, mystical, unique self, allowing our soul to shine, being, I just saw a firefly. So being the beacon of light in the world. And what a beautiful role, which isn't really a role because it's the path of the soul to just be who we are. And you know what? There's going to be people that love us, and there's going to be people that don't. We, like I shared last week, I laughed. I like to laugh a lot. It's healing. And I did so in the workspace, in the office. And I always laugh in the office. But on this particular day, there was someone there who hadn't left for their day yet. So they're not normally on our shift. And, it's someone in a higher up position. And somebody said something and it tickled me. And I just let out a big laugh. And this person turned and looked at me like that laugh offended demons within them. And it was like the most bizarre experience. And I thought, you know what, who cares? And then, shared about it later and had another laugh. Like, that's what we're here for. I'm not here to live my life according to how you feel or anyone feels. We're meant to live our life. We're here to live our life opening from within the sacred seal. Like, we all came here with a contract to fulfill, if you will. And, I've been pretty clear for the last 3 decades. It's been pretty clear that the contract to be fulfilled within me is truly a soul mission. That message received back in 1995, before it was, what do I want to say, trendy to be like, I never even heard the word light worker when I received the message that I was a light worker here in service to here in service to God for the greatest and highest good of humanity. I was like, what the heck? Like, that's redonkulous. Well, it's not redonkulous. It is what it is. And as we move into acceptance of what is in our life, then we can truly begin to uncover and rediscover our own gifts, and thereby experience a life of bliss. And a life of bliss as it is today, life on life's terms. Not like, I'm not going to be happy when something else, takes place. It's about being happy in the here and now. And so that when other gifts come into our experience, it just amplifies the joy, the abundant birthright of I just heard the girls and boys of light. So I don't know. I guess that's the Lisa talk for now we're going to get started. So welcome everyone. And at this time, I'd like to just ask that I'm a clear and pure channel to bring through messages from Source Divine, loving and kind, with the intention of supporting our experience of our greatest and highest manifestation, wishes and dreams coming true in this lifetime, as we continue to walk courageously with our very own beating heart. So, okay, how's everyone feeling? How you doing? If you're, share. Let's begin to connect. And that's what this weekend was about. So the last time we were live was Thursday, and I was shaking like a leaf, literally. And went about the day, and during the live was guided to say I would not be live on Friday, and I wasn't sure if I was going to be live on Saturday, which I wasn't. And it's funny, life is funny when we just open to the unfolding. So in the last 48 hours or 72 hours since we last connected, there have been so many reconnections of really of the sisterhood. That's what feels like has it's like we've all been working through our stuff, brothers and sisters, right? We've all been working through our stuff. And many of us, particularly all of you that are here, you're here for great purpose. You too are here in service to a loving creator, whether you call that God or source or universe or, higher self, whatever, right? Like what we get so caught up in the identity. And, at the end of the day, let's just bring it back to the experience in the now. And so, as one who is here on a mission, a planetary mission, a soul fulfillment, we're required, and it takes a long time, like as I've mentioned, 3 decades in this case, and 3 decades and lots of choices and decisions along the way, lots of heartache, lots of pain, all of it, some self-inflicted, some not. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter, because we walk, live, and breathe every single day with our very own beating heart, with our very own brain, with our very own cellular memory, with all of this stuff. And we have to do the inner work on our own. To feel the notification just went off on my phone. Ding! Yeah, we have to do the work on our own, in our own homes, in our own moment to moment human experience as a spiritual warrior, as a spiritual warrior. And I say, aho, miigwech, thank you, gracias, thank you, in all the languages, in the language of the heart. Thank you for your beautiful work. Because, most to this point in time don't do it or don't realize that they have to do it or whatever. And again, it's not important. What's important is your planetary fulfillment, your joy in life now, on life's terms, as it is, without waiting for something. I mean, I guess we're all in waiting. It feels like this weekend, though, was like the birth canal. It feels like it was the birth canal coming back to the original altar, women. It's the womb space, the home of creation, where life is formed, where reconnection takes place. And so this weekend has been a weekend of reestablishing connection. It's been incredibly healing. I had a beautiful, I spent some time with my mother on Friday, a few hours, and it was lovely and it was deeply healing. and liberating, and for both, right? And so there was that. And then shortly after that, received a message from a dear sister of the heart, a gorgeous, sparkling goddess. And, she invited me to a powwow that we've gone to a number of times in the past. And without hesitation, it was like, yes, exactly. Yes, yes, yes. And it was beautiful. And in the meantime and in between time, received a couple of emails from dear sisters, clients about their monthly installment of their yearly messages that they've received. So, one sister from Australia just sent a message to recap June and July. Like, I don't remember. After I do these lives, after I deliver messages, after I support, after I allow myself to be a channel, it's gone. And then it's just back into the here and now. The human, Lisa, HUE, uh, going through life. And so, receiving feedback from her that the messages were on point, and like literal things that were said actually happened, and how she's moving through that. And then there was, it's just been a weekend of reconnection. I could go on and on. And it's been a really good weekend because I have a couple new little treats in my pocket. This beauty there was not a doubt. Chrysocolla. Oh my gosh, it's so lovely. And have I got a story for you? Have I got a story for you? And so those of you who hang out with me from, on a regular, that I left some shungite down at the creek a few weeks ago. So yesterday it's not the same. I got a new piece of shungite. What did the guy call it? Imperial shungite. It's lovely. It's quite lovely, and it's very light. Today, or was it last night? Yeah, it was last night. When I was winding up for the day, I just felt guided to light some of my, what I call the grandmother sage. Hey, Kiva! Yay! Thank you. So this is the new piece of shungite. You'll know from the stories, like I left this shungite, which looked like a womb. I've had it for years. It's just a favorite of mine. Anyways, I thought I left it at the earth. I really practiced. I did it here with all of you live, real time, letting go. I'm not going to go back and look for it. It's meant to be there. Just having complete faith that it's meant to be there. Last night when I was opened up my little pouch that has my grandmother's sage in it, opened it up, reached in, pulled a hand. It was just, I just saw 10:10 there, but we're at 13 minutes. How strange is that? Ooh, that is very woo, 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 woo. Even for me, even for me. So, which speaks of Wheel of Fortune energy, the reset. And thank you, Kiva, for saying that I look radiant. I actually feel, for the first time in a long time, for the first time since Frank was alive. So we're, 6.5 years ago, for the first time since he passed, I feel more like myself again. And you know what? I feel even stronger. And I am myself. It's different though. It's like more maturity, more wisdom, more grace, more healing is what it is. And so it allows, I guess, the authenticity of our soul self to shine through. And what I feel most proud about, and I can feel Frank with me, so proud of me, and I feel so many in the spiritual realms, some here in the physical realms, but we play more in the spiritual than here in the physical at this point. So I feel so proud of myself, 1441, for the changes that have been made. And you should feel proud of yourself too, because there's no doubt, if you resonate with anything shared here, that you're going through some really big changes, like the changes of a lifetime, the changes of a lifetime. And at this point in time in our life, like with all the astrology, which we'll get into a little bit here, with all the astrology and with the, um, what's going on Mother Earth, basically because of the astrology and big cycles wrapping up and new cycles beginning, it's a lot. It's intense. And so the more that we can refine our ability to show up for ourselves, don't sit on the fence of life. And I'm just seeing this image of, sitting on the fence and kicking your legs, and whether it's a chain link fence, you're hearing the chain links cling clanging. And it's almost like, it's we in the day-to-day experience who free ourselves via the pathway of faith and the path of acts of love, unconditional love towards the self. And we are all precious, precious gifts. Each of us unique, each of us weird and quirky in our own ways. That's what makes us, I guess I just heard stand out in the world. And it's not like stand out in an egocentric way, like, hey, look at me. Aren't I the best? No, it's not like that. It's like, this is me. What you see is what you get, pretty much. And, sometimes people in life who haven't seen us at our best and perhaps have seen us close to, or have seen us at our lowest, the transformation that occurs, it's a, not only is it an adjustment and integration period for us, others too. Go through their own, hopefully, because we're all like little flames lighting each other, right? Hopefully, as we connect with others, we be the flame within, and then when we recognize the flame within and the similarities of the humans, HUE, sacredness in skin, then we can begin again. And then we can truly begin to heal. So when I put my hand into the grandmother sage last night, guess what I found, everyone? Bingo, my womb space shungite. I even invested, $10 in this little piece of shungite. And this one was with me all along. And, there's something to be said about that too, right? And it's so hilarious because I've been feeling like this weekend is all like the birth canal. The birth canal. And the birth canal is not comfy, but, we are what are we, 2 days away from Leo season? And so Leo season is always a really powerful season every year. Every season has its gifts. And Leo seems more, I guess, in your face because it's ruled by the sun. And Leo is the energy of the lion heart, the fire, the heart's desires, stoking the inner fires. And how do we do that? How do you stoke your inner fire? The easiest way we can do it is breath. And, there's such the call for rest. It's like we don't see the value of rest until we actually agree to participate in it. And then it's like, oh my gosh. And, an example, we all probably have examples. I can remember when my son was a baby and we would, the first year I was home with him full time. And I never rested. Everyone would say, rest when he's sleeping, rest when he's sleeping. Never, never, never did it until like a month before I had to go back to my job at the time. And then I started resting with him and I'm like, oh my gosh, why do we resist rest? Because we feel like rest is unproductive. And yet it's probably the most highly productive. They're saying something of conductive, highly productive to support the conduit that is you and I to be. It's like I keep hearing conducted. Maybe we're the conductor. Again, when we let God be the orchestrator, when he's the conductor, when the universe, the loving consciousness who supports us all, when we allow the conductor to do their role and we fulfill our role, you know what? We just become happy, delightful little souls. And following our bliss and coming home to our heart space. So yesterday at this powwow, man, I love powwows. If I could be at a powwow every weekend, maybe I can be. I'd be there. The drum, just the vibe from the people, and particularly from the masculine energy in these spaces. It's just so friggin' divine. There's something about it. It's sacred. One standing in their sacredness. I feel like that's the most what I took away most yesterday was the masculine energy standing in its power as the leader, as the authority, if you will. And true authority is just standing in our own divinity, right? 2112, of course, right? Divine masculine, wish fulfillment, living our dreams. So let's just get a couple cards here. Reconnection. And so hopefully you found some time this weekend to reconnect to the voice inside of you, to reconnect to the child, to just be. I don't even know what to tell you to be. Just be yourself. and it's a great act of courage to be ourself in a world where people do have preconceived notions, where because everyone's got their own crap going on, right? And so we're all, we've all done it. Spend a lot of time, like this weekend was about reclaiming self-worth. And if you're in situations, if you're experiencing a life where you don't feel you're worthy and deserving of the very best things in life, then you know what? It's time to heal. It's time to address what's back there in the feels, the space between your hips. Divine masculine, number 23. Again, storms. I look at that. It's so funny. I said to my girlfriend yesterday, Gina, I just want to be someone who will take me away to a mossy field to just lay there. Let's just lay in the moss together and heal. It's so like, and I'm feeling the intricate network of life through which we're all connected, and how it's up to us. My feet are doing some funny thing here. It's up to us to make the effort to reestablish the connection beyond the storms. Like we're the eagle spirit. And speaking of eagle spirit, just before I came live today, the peaceful, easy feeling, I've shared it as the first comment in the live chat here. That song came in. So of course I know the song, but I'm like, okay, let's go listen to the song. So I came and listened to it with the lyrics so I could get all the words right. I probably had them all right anyways, but so it's about us creating the experience of ease and peace in our life. And that means doing it even when it may appear that things aren't working out, nothing's moving. There's, no. Kiva, you're right. As we show up honoring and respecting ourselves, then loving creator can begin to bestow the gifts upon us that are our birthright. 22, master energy. And this is like a new beginning, because although the world card is number 21 in the major arcana, it's actually the 22nd card in the major arcana, because the fool is 0. So this is about the new beginning. And oh my gosh, I just noticed it now. The horses. Freedom is yours. wild and free, spirit set free, soul set free, while lovingly tethered to source. That's all we need. We need to trust ourselves more. Can we trust ourselves more? Can we keep the faith in what our heart already knows is our experience? Wishes and dreams coming true. The storms, on the other side of the storm is the freedom to move. And even within the storm is the freedom to move, like the eagle who flies into the storm. Wow. Winds of change. And look at this. Like I've shuffled the deck. We've got 23, 22, 24, 24, 6. You are adored. This feels like Empress energy. You know, the Divine Mother, creation. Yeah, it's a rekindled connection and it's strong. I have felt since for a long time, but in particular in the last 7 days, 5 to 7 days, like unbelievable playful energy, which is really from a loving source, saying you're on the right path. Stick to the path your heart has chosen. You're so close, so close. And just keep being the seed of change you came to be. Keep rising in the energy of the Empress, who has all that she needs. The notification on my phone again. The Empress who has all that she needs and who is being asked to have faith in the seeds that she has planted, have faith in the seeds that she has nurtured. Because wisdom, it's like I'm feeling like the crone energy. So, you know, here it's been, I was saying, the authority of the divine masculine in his power, honoring that which is sacred about him in each and every hour is it's so beautiful, right? It's so, the draw is magnetic. And so the same is true for the feminine. The same is true for the feminine. And it's really beautiful when the feminine can allow herself to simply be in that feminine essence. Like we may have found through this reconnection weekend that I no longer, and you, if ladies, you may no longer want to be out of balance with the masculine energy within your experience. And in order to do that, the feminine must heal and must release that which made her feel less than worthy, less than deserving, less than, a value, a treasure, a gift to be valued. And so the reconnection, the renewed faith in source is our willingness to do the chores, to do the inner work. There goes the notifications again. To do the chores, to do the inner work, to extract the joy and the sweetness of life. To when the invitation to reconnect presents itself, reach out. Okay, so 4 cards wanted to come out of here. Isn't this beautiful? And the first one that came out, and it's exactly what I'm saying here, sensuality. Express your sensuality. And this isn't about sexuality. This isn't about, our sexual prowess or anything like that. This is about sensuality, embracing the feminine essence, embracing the divinity, which is and it's all about honor and respect and reverence for who we are. And it's an inside job. Trust your heart. And you can see like everything is being birthed here from the heart space. Everything, the cup, you see the big chalice here in front of the heart. That's our work. That's our chores. Those are our chores, our jobs to do. And we've got unicorns. Are they unicorns? A unicorn down there? Maybe a horse, like a elementals. This is about embracing who we are, where we are. And, we've often heard the saying, the patience of Job. I really feel it's more like the faith of Job as opposed to the patience of Job. Having faith in ourselves, our dreams, our goodness, our sweetness, by facing our fears, releasing the power of fear, and releasing the fear that perhaps we're powerful, more powerful than we've been led to believe, more powerful than we allowed ourselves to believe. Believe it. When the finger comes, it's serious. Believe it. So, so, so powerful. When we let go and come home to what we can control, to what we can change, we face everything and rise beyond lies. And how do we do that? The creative wonderment, following our passion. And our passion doesn't have to do with any, let me have a sip here. There is fear in knowing our power, because if we step into truly our power, it's going to have a ripple effect, both positive and negative. And that's just that. That's how it is here on planet Earth. This follow your passion. This isn't about passion with another, just like sensuality isn't about relations or connections sexually with others. This is about passion, the passion of our heart. What makes us, what makes you tick? What supports your ability to shine in the world, to let your light shine through, to not be weighed down and captive to either, ourselves or the idea of judgment and opinions of others. So my joy is not dependent on anyone else's opinion of me. My path is not, I don't need anyone's approval. We don't need anyone's approval for what it is that we're here to do. And so can we create a space in our lives? And yes, you've been doing it, hopefully gaining in strength, gaining in confidence as you go, and especially as we make this transition from the sun and Cancer, watery, emotional home to star of the show, right? And star of the show again, like a little firefly, lighting up your own life. And perhaps, as a happy ripple effect, you ignite the light in another's life, or bring the light so that they can begin to see their very own self. Creative wonderment is the path of fulfillment via unconditional love. Singing our own song, we are the piano men and women, climbing our own mountains, and yet it's really like climbing our own stairway to the golden throne of the empress, of the emperor, here experiencing themselves in all of their glory, righteousness, sacredness. End of story. Creative wonderment. Follow your passion, follow your joy. And this is the perfect message to take us out of here, because I got to go to the JOB. I really wish this weekend could keep going. Yet, wishful thinking perhaps keeps us spinning our wheels. So we just got to get up and show up and do what is also at this point a part of our deal, our contracts. Dove, peace. Peaceful, easy feeling, right? Healing, taking the leap of faith, growing. We've grown beautifully. We've grown beautifully to this point in our life. And, it's time we're beginning to see the garden come to life. And that doesn't mean that everything's perfect. Like nothing, we are spiritual, we're perfectly spiritually imperfect or imperfectly spiritual. Whatever. We're imperfectly human. Yet we're perfectly divine. And nothing is ever like the ducks aren't ever all in a row. There's always another rodeo to go or whatever, another mountain or river another mountain to climb, another river to cross. There's always going to be something. But why would we continue to choose to put off our own joy, to put off our own happiness? And if you're plugged in somewhere and thinking that somewhere else is going to make you happy and you're not happy on your own, you're never going to be happy anywhere else. And eventually, you may initially be, but eventually patterns repeat, right? Cycles repeat. Things are triggered, especially when people confuse, you know, being in our essence with like sex and stuff like that, right? Like it has nothing to do with that. And that is a way that people continue to perpetuate and trigger wounds. And so you are the breakthrough. You are the one to break free by following your passion, embracing who you are as you are, moment to moment, day to day, and growing your own faith and facing your own fears. And don't be afraid that you're so powerful, because you are. We need to be more confident in our power, because more of the lion hearts that stand up and rise up and join together, sacred unions, fellowship, friendship, we are the ones here to change the world. The modern day mystics bringing to the fore ancient wisdom and healing through our own walk of unconditional love with our own beautiful heart. Kiva, thanks for engaging, sister. Hit that thumbs up if you're watching this here live or catching it on the replay. Thank you so much for showing up and really, I want to say, faithfully and courageously supporting the filling of your own cup and the healing of your own heart. Thank you for the thumbs up. I see it. I see you, I feel you, and I love you all so, so much. We're not doing astrology today, maybe tomorrow. Until next time, everyone, take care of yourself and let your beautiful self shine through. You are like a little lightning bug, you light up the world. And this message came in. Some of you need to hear this too. You are indeed earth angels. You may not believe it, yet it's true. I see you. I feel you. I love you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.